Okay, it's Saturday the 28th of October and the time is 20:25, so it's 25 past 8. We're going to do a few sessions tonight. I'm going to attempt first of all to communicate with the spirit of Chris Benoit. He was a professional wrestler, world champion, WCW and WWE. He allegedly murdered his family and then killed himself. And the first time I heard about it, I thought, there's no way. That doesn't sound like something he would have done. I didn't know him personally, but I followed his career for a very long time. I'm a big wrestling fan. And I did not accept that that was him that did that. And the more you look into it, the more there's indications that it probably wasn't. He's been demonized now, considered a terrible person and whatever else. But the thing is, we're only going by what we're told. So I'm going to try to reach out to him and communicate with him directly. This is my setup. And to start, this is the setup. This tape is an audio source tape, reverse speech. It's a reverse speech tape of Chris Benoit's voice, taken from 2 different interviews and just played for this side of the tape. That is gibberish, and it will be coming through to the noise gate pedal, which is connected to the reverb pedal, and finally to the amp where the sound will come out. Okay, as always we will start this with a prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Okay, let's begin. Spirit communication attempt with Chris Benoit, professional wrestler, allegedly murdered his family, his wife and his son. Guides, I'm reaching out to you guides. Please connect me. I wish to speak with the spirit of Chris Benoit, please. Chris Benoit, professional wrestler. Can Chris Benoit please come forward? Chris Benoit, are you there? Chris Benoit, are you there? Chris Benoit, you were a professional wrestler. You wrestled for WCW, the WWE and many other little smaller companies. You were one of the first wrestlers that I really liked. Not my very first favourite wrestler was Bret Hart. But you were definitely one of my favourites in the WCW era. In fact, the first WCW match I ever watched as a teenager was a match that you were in. And you were, I can't remember who you were against, but I remember you having a gas canister, a petrol tank, at the side of the ring that you picked up. I don't know if you were going to set the ring on fire, I don't remember. But I remember I was hooked on your match. Are you there, Chris? Chris Benoit, I come with love and light and respect to you. I have a lot of respect for you. I have a lot of respect for professional wrestling as a whole. I used to do it for a while myself. Never got anywhere near the level that you did, of course. A lot of us don't, as you know. But I'm always a wrestling fan, and I would love to speak to you. If you're there, Chris, come forward and speak to me. I come with love and light and respect. Chris, do you remember that match that I was referring to? Do you remember what match that was? Chris, come close. I do not believe that you are a negative spirit. I believe you are a good spirit. And I personally am not convinced that you are to blame for the crime that you supposedly did. A lot of stuff doesn't add up about that situation. There's a lot of things that just do not clue together. Chris Benoit, can you come forward and speak on this subject? There are some people saying that there was another wrestler that you had a bit of a rivalry or a beef with that may potentially be behind the murders. Chris, do you have any memory of that night when it happened? Remember, I'm coming with love and respect. I'm not here to disrespect you in any way. I have a lot of respect for you. If you're comfortable speaking about it, is there anything you can say or related to the alleged crimes of what you did? And I say alleged because I'm not convinced you did them. Is there anything you can say?
That's you.
Did you meet up with Nancy and your son after you passed? Did you meet up with them in the spirit realms? I know you were very good friends with the Guerreros. Chavo Guerrero implied that there was more to your passing than the mainstream reported, due to something he heard on the phone. Is there anything you can say about that? Chris, everybody that knew you always said that you were the most kindest, respectful person. That they would never believe that you would do what you were accused of doing. I never knew you personally, but even I have trouble accepting that. Is there anything you can say related to this case that might be enlightening? They say empty beer and wine bottles were found. And yet you had none in your body, in your system. Chris Benoit, have you met up with any other famous wrestlers in the spirit realm? So many that I used to love watching as a teenager and a child are in the spirit world now. There's very few left that are still alive that I used to watch when I was young. Have you met up with anyone else? Have you met up with Eddie? Eddie Guerrero. He was one of your best friends, wasn't he? And he passed away as well. Have you met up with him in the spirit realm? Do you hang out together? Are you around each other? Okay, Chris, I'm not going to keep you for too long. If you want to talk again another day, I'm more than happy to. I just want to ask a couple more things and then we'll end the session, okay? Chris Benoit, what is it like where you are? This is your chance to say something very important that you might not have got to say when you were alive. Is there anything you want to say to the fans or to the public or to the population of Earth, the living world, in general? Okay, Chris, I want to say thank you for coming through, if you did. And I wish you all the best. Again, I can't always hear the responses straight away. I'll have to review the recordings. But I'm grateful for you if you came through. And if you have said anything, I'll catch it in the recordings, hopefully. We will do another session in the future. I've made this tape specially so we can communicate. It's a reversed audio tape of yourself to give you back your voice. And you can manipulate that sound to speak, okay? Okay, Chris. Return to where you came from for now. Thank you for coming through if you did. And blessings. Take care. Okay.